Okay, so we're into part two here. Again, get a lot of notes. I'm not going to explain beyond the screen much here, but tragic hero in our case of Romeo and Juliet would be Romeo. All of this. He's a person who's got noble birth. They're a good person. They have good intentions. They're fated by the gods to doom and destruction. Romeo is fated to death from the very first page of what we read. He struggles against fate and tries to do what's right, but because he can't accept this or whatever. He has a flaw within him that causes his death. Romeo is in love too much. That's his problem. And if there is such a thing, and that's what kills him. So, again, get down all of these notes. The tragic hero is the character that dies in the catastrophe of a play. And again, you can pause this. Uh, it says, the tragic drama reveals the hero's true identity, meaning through the struggles that they go through, like they go through a journey, and by the end of that, who they really are, whether it's a good or bad person. Usually, it's a good person. Usually, they die having some kind of heroic thing that they do, and they suffer because of being just so, I hate to say so good, but they try to be so good, and the flaw causes their death. We can get all this down. So again, the protagonist is the tragic hero. Properties, you ever heard the term props? Those are things that are on stage. The atmosphere are the feelings that go along with how you create your background. So when you guys do your rewrites of the plays, you have to create that atmosphere. We're not going to just stick with the old, Elizabethan way of no props. You want to have some kind of, a background that matches what you're doing, and having the swords if there needs to be swords. You know what theme is, but we have to look at the theme of this play. Motivation is what drives the character into action. In this play, Romeo's motivation is love. And then as we start to get into the next couple terms here, these are going to be things that refer to like where you go on the stage, and just things that really have to do with plays in general, not with a book. So stage left of the stage from the actor's point of view when they're looking out at the crowd. Stage right is right when they're looking out at the crowd. Upstage, is the area away from the actor's point of view. Downstage is the area stage away from the lights by your feet, footlights. You know what an actor is, I hope, and you know what the audience is. But again, I just define those things for fun. Most of the play is written in blank verse. You'll see some of the play written in what's called iambic pentameter. Shakespeare's famous for that. Iambic pentameter is when you stress and unstress a syllable, and there's 10 syllables. One is it's unrhymed, and one is stressed, and the other one's not. And there's 5 that are unstressed and 5 that are stressed. So if you said something like "once upon a midnight dreary," it's the way that you read, the way that you emphasize. Usually, iambic pentameter is used for the upper class to represent that in the play, so we know who's in the upper class. So again, look for that. Why did Shakespeare kind of write it like the way he did, and use puns and use the language that he does? To avoid being boring. These plays are really, really long, so that's what monotony means. To make it, he wanted things to sound like real speech. He didn't want to write, where it was like rhyming constantly, but he also wanted to make things interesting. Imagery creates mood, reveals character,